We're on.
You win some, you lose more.
Here we go, gather round time, Thursday night here, and so is the AFL Today Show for round 5 of the footy. I'm your host, Liam McAllion, also known as the Stats Guy. We are in Adelaide, boys. We'll start off with Leo Mullaly in the corner. Gather round, let's go.
How good is this? I'm up and about, feeling positive, feeling vibey, and Marcus, I love your outfit.
Oh, thank you.
What is this? He's got a
nice
footy.
footy. Tell me what you think about it in the comments.
If you see him around at the Adelaide Oval, give him a kick. Give him a
kick.
bump.
He's a
footy. He's a footy.
Also, give me a bump.
Yeah,
No, I don't want any of that.
We've got to be
Don't
responsible.
bump him.
But we are obviously in the advertiser in
This is
Adelaide.
beautiful, yeah.
Got the Adelaide.
Crumb
Thank
and the
you.
Port.
Yeah, thank you for the setup. The
Yeah,
studio,
thanks
it's
to
very
Code
nice.
Sports and the Supercoach boys. This
Yep.
setup is actually beautiful. Can we take this? This is a very comfy
I
couch.
know.
I like it.
I can go 2 arms around.
Oh, this is
Yeah.
beautiful. You two will be holding hands anytime soon, I'm sure. You love
100%. Well,
it. There we go.
We've been sleeping together in the same hotel room.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
separate beds.
They don't need to know
Separate
that.
beds.
They don't need to know
Teams.
that. Yeah, teams. We've got the Thursday night preview show, of course. It is actually brought to you by Tabs AFL Missed by One. I've been absolutely loving that, especially Lockie Whitfield. He's had 34 disposals the last 3 weeks, but Tab pays you out as a winner if you're getting 35 for him. Sicily's done it as 19 disposals. Saad, the last couple of weeks as well, 19 disposals, but 20 still pay you out. So Tab are awesome with that. Make sure you get on them and download the Tab app today. What are you really gambling with? All right, lads, another awesome show. We're going to delve right into all the gather round matchups with tips, odds, stats, debates, best bets, big calls from the weekend, and what to keep an eye on. Are we excited? Are we ready?
I'm very
Mate,
excited.
I'm bloody pumped.
Bloody pumped.
I'll tell you what.
Also, yeah,
First game is right around the corner.
It is.
And we've got to hurry up and get out of here to get to the game.
30 minutes
yeah, he
show.
wants a 30-minute show.
No.
I don't know about that
We'll
one.
get through it.
We'll get through it.
Do we need a timer, though? Nah, we'll just vibe it. You actually host and direct it, though.
No worries. I'll try. I'll try my best.
Sure.
Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. A lot is going up on there. So we've had the Midweek Madness show that is still very relevant, very awesome. We had Jake Riccardi interview. We literally did it on the road. Gerald was editing on the road. He was driving. He was doing everything for us.
Unreal.
Not at the same time, though.
Not at the same time. Drive responsibly, of
Yeah.
course. And then follow us all across the AFL socials, AFL Today, AU socials.
What about the one that came out today?
I was about to mention that, but I forgot that we already mentioned YouTube. Yes, so the Luke Hodge gather round preview, where they go through every game with Alex.
Yep.
We got Hodgie on, boys. Hodgie, the legend.
yeah, love Hodgie.
That's thanks to Tab as well. So that is absolutely awesome. Yeah, and then get around the socials, AFL Today AU on X, Instagram, and TikTok, and then Facebook is Aussie Rules Today. So
Yes,
get around
sir.
it. We've actually done a lot of stuff at Rundle Mall.
Yep.
And a few other things there. So there's a lot of content going out, and we're absolutely loving it, including our Yeah Nah beers. So we've had a few socials on there as well.
Yep.
So get around it with our Yeah Nah questions. All right, we've gone through all of that. Let's get into the round 5 gather round previews, lads. Let's do it. Oh, I forgot about something.
You forgot about the subscriber count. I got it up. I got it ready.
You don't usually get it
The
up.
one time I'm prepared with the subscriber count.
If I'm being honest, I do 2 shows with you and you've never done that. So I was like, let's just
Wow.
skip it.
Wow.
What do we got? Subscriber
Wow.
count, because we're absolutely flying.
Exact number 5,896. Let's absolutely clear the 6K barrier by the end of game.
Well, the goal was 10K by round 10, and we're on track.
We're on track.
Let's go.
We're
Let's
on
do
track.
it.
And make sure you hit the bell as well, because it goes a long way. You get the
Yes.
notification as well.
Yep.
All right, now.
Now we're good.
Are we good?
Yep.
Sorry about
No,
that.
we're good.
Round
We're good.
5, gather round previews. Let's get into it. Friday night, because we've already done the Thursday preview. Collingwood versus Sydney, Friday night, 7:10 Adelaide time, 7:40 for a lot of other parts of the country, but 7:10 Adelaide Oval. Let's get into the teams, lads. Leo, Collingwood, please.
No worries, mate.
Collingwood teams.
Lockie Sullivan, Edward Allen, and Will Hoskin-Elliott come in. Houston suspended, DeGoey and Schultz out injured. We already knew that. I really like this team.
Do you? They just got Houston, DeGoey, and Schultz out. Schultz has been their best player the last couple of weeks.
It may sway your tip though.
Well, I think
Or will it?
It's probably going to stay the same.
Okay.
But Darcy Cameron's playing his 100th game. Now, does that surprise you, lads? I feel like he's been around for longer than that.
I think he just looks like an old soul. Maybe.
Does he? Like you? No, you just...
I was confident on the
Soul,
questions,
soul.
but that's
Nah,
on the socials.
I look, it's a team that'll... You might not like it, but it'll always do the job. It'll always manage the game.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it'll keep him in this game. Will it win? Will this team win?
I don't think they have enough scoring power, but
Interesting.
we can get into that. Sydney Swans team, please, Muckolza.
No changes
Oh,
for the Sydney Swans.
They played bloody well
They
last
played well, obviously, against North Melbourne. Tom McCartan was superb down back. Why was he ever put up forward? He looks like an All-Australian defender down
He
back.
does. I don't know why he was, yeah.
And obviously players like Hanley, Cleary, they keep their spot. And we forgot to mention, the Swans are staying in the same hotel as us. We won't say that hotel.
Yeah,
but they
we
are
have
staying
Swans
with
fans
it.
everywhere.
They are staying.
I
in the
think
same place as
Alex,
us.
usually on this show, he'll be following.
That's
He
us.
where,
almost-
that's where he is right now.
He almost accidentally walked onto the team bus when they were heading to
Accidentally,
the ground
yeah.
a few hours ago.
He was trying to hug Riley Bice, fried Bice, I reckon.
Yeah.
He was trying to get a
More
Should
few.
we
hug
try
him.
and deliver fried rice to fried bice?
That is not
is a
a
shot.
bad idea.
That's good.
We need to like track him, Mo.
That sounds so weird.
I've seen plenty of dodgy
Okay, I think
places
we've
that'll
got to
serve
buy
rice and
fried
stuff.
rice and then just hope that we see him.
Yeah, and then,
Yeah.
Or getting
Yeah.
to sign it. There we go. That's
Yeah.
easier.
Giving
Yeah.
that's
Well,
a short.
back
Back to the team.
I was at a Western United game, and there was Milanovic. His nickname was Milo.
Yeah. Oh, someone's
And
giving him Milo.
was it Milanovic? But his nickname was Milo, so we got a Milo can and we got him to sign it.
There you go.
There you go.
Great stuff.
loved
What
it.
about the Sydney team?
The Sydney team, we've already had enough of the Sydney team. Amadi
right.
looked really good last week. You still got Chad
So did
Warner
Hayward.
killing it. And
Hayward,
Hayward was
great.
awesome. They both kicked 4 goals. Some stats here. I've got to give some stats. Pies have won their last 9 matches at the Adelaide Oval. So they're home away from home, the Pies, even though they play 82
And that
games
occurred
a year.
over the last 20 years.
I was going to say they play 82 games a year at the MCG, but the Swans have actually won 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two. As we mentioned, there's some big outs for Collingwood. Sydney have the same team.
Yep.
Let's get into the odds with Tab as well. Collingwood $1.74 head to head. They're the favourites still. I'm a bit surprised about that with their outs. Sydney $2.10. A few people jumped on them earlier in the week and I actually got them about $2.40, $2.50, but down to $2.10. My best bet in this one, I had him for the first couple of weeks. Then I went off him, but I'm back on him. Chad Warner, 2+ goals at $2.60. I think he can tear up the Adelaide Oval. He's had 2+ in his last 6 Friday night games. Don't worry about any other day. He tears it up on the Friday night lights. He's also had 2+ in 3 of his 4 games this season. So 2+ for the Chadley Warner there. All right, tips and margin, lads, for the Friday night fixture. I can't believe we're all going the same.
We are going the same.
You go first.
I'm going to go the Swans. I think Collingwood can definitely might come out and win this game. I'll go the Swans by 21.
Yep.
But they just haven't shown me quite enough just yet. Like, they haven't been great so far this season.
No, I
they
agree.
only had to play really one good quarter against Carlton to get over the line.
Yep.
And obviously they trailed at halftime, like every club has against Carlton.
Yes, true.
But yeah, I want to see a bit more. But this is the stage where I want them to prove me wrong, so I can tip them in the future.
I don't mind that.
Fair enough. I think Swans win this by 8 points. I think Collingwood will keep themselves in the game just by their experience and ability to dig in, but I think Sydney's pace will be too much.
Oh,
So GWS struggled. GWS made them struggle with
bit of nuggets of knowledge from you two there.
all I
bit-
said
bit
was
of speed.
speed's going to cause
No, I just feel like that was
That's
just
all I said.
you sounded a bit smart there for once. I'm going to go Swans by 2 goals. I think it'll be really close, but I feel like they just got a little bit more scoring power, like out of the midfield and things like that. Pies, they're not that big scoring team, and the Swans, when they're on,
I think the Pies definitely do rely on goals from midfield.
yes, and Mychek can only kick them like 30
And with
games.
Degoe out, Schultz out.
But it'd be interesting. I'm surprised we all went the Swans because the Pies are the favourites, but here we are.
Great minds think alike.
They're not wrong. All right, let's get into Saturday. One of the biggest
Here
games
we
around.
go.
I am actually nervous already for this game.
What do you think of
Is
these
it-
changes, stats guy, for North?
Well, let's get into what game it is first. North Melbourne versus Gold Coast, Saturday, 12:05. In actually the first game of all time, I don't know why I said all time, ever, at the Barossa Valley, the Barossa Park.
Very nice.
Yeah.
It's at the 51st ground in AFL history. I think I heard Andrew Dillon say. Bit of a stat for you there. So 12:05 here in Adelaide, 12:35 Eastern Standard Time. Go through the teams. Do you want me to go through the teams?
Yeah,
I usually go
it's
through
your-
North.
You normally go through North
Go through
Melbourne.
Oh, I
North.
just get nervous. All right. Foss is back in, the big Foss man. I'm happy with that. Zane Dersma, the better Dersma.
Forgot he existed.
He's not that good just yet, but he's still better than his brother. So that's all
Is
right.
he better than Harley Reid? Because that's
Well, he hasn't played yet.
Is he
but
better than his sister?
He's
His sister's going to come through.
the best in their family is Yasmin Dersma. She's already
What
playing
about
for
Willem
Port.
Dersma in next year's draft?
Oh, he's probably better as well. But Zane Dersma will be the best Dersma. There we go.
Sure.
When it's all said and done.
Interesting.
And Zach Fisher's in. That's very sad. The outs are Bailey Scott, who's I think a huge out. Matt
He's
Whitlock.
omitted.
Omitted, dropped.
They're all omitted, right?
What?
They're all omitted.
Bailey
all these
Scott
three are
was
omitted.
Oh,
very-
you got on your phone.
Bailey Scott was very poor.
He
against
was,
Sydney.
but he has been one of our most consistent players the last 3 seasons.
That
I think
says
that
a
is a
lot.
joke. Zach Fisher
Live reaction there.
has never hit a target, and Bailey Scott is really. Anyway, I was really shocked there. Bloody hell. And Matt Whitlock probably deserves to be out. Unfortunately, he's only had 1 game. He'll be good
Yeah.
next year when he puts a bit of weight on. Robbie Hanson Jr. also out. Bit stiff, I reckon, but
Yeah.
he's not that good. The team's looking okay. I think we have a bit of pace, but look, this is going to be a really tough ask against the Suns. Who wants to do the Suns, though? Suns team.
We could share it. I read the ins, you read the outs.
That's again. Just read just one of you.
Nick Coleman.
I said I'd do the ins, I think. Connor Butter comes out. Is he omitted?
That's a forced change.
Injured.
Yeah.
Injured, yeah, because Butterick's really good.
But they don't really have to change that much, do they?
No, they
They're
don't.
playing
Nick
well,
Coleman?
winning games. They're lucky to get away with it against Adelaide, but
I thought,
Overall they were the better side, though, I think.
yeah, probably.
I just think this Suns team just has so much firepower. I think that's what Sydney did you with last week.
we
Suns
actually
are gonna
beat
do
the
the
Suns
same.
But these
in our
I was
last
about to
meeting,
say.
but that was when that was really not much to play for. Same as when we played them the time
And
before.
they were also playing away from home when they couldn't win.
They couldn't win away from home. Gold Coast, in terms of the stats, have won 4 of the last 6 meetings, but North won last meeting, as I just mentioned, by 3 points. The Suns, they're undefeated, obviously, and are the second best offense and the third best defense. On the defensive side, this is where I'm worried. North are 15th. The offense, we haven't been too bad. Obviously, we were really bad against Sydney. Other than that, we scored a couple 100 points, 90 points, 70 points. Not too bad. But the defense is the worry, especially under Clarko, which we talked about.
Especially, I think, late in that third quarter, in the last quarter against Sydney, there was so many easy goals. Like just chipping to a guy 15 metres when a guy's about to have
no
a shot
accountability.
50. It was really poor.
Sorry, you go.
I was just going to say, I think there was a clip where Bailey Scott turned it over coming out of the back line. Bice cuts it off. And as the turnover happens, Luke McDonald is tackling, I think it's Hayward, a Sydney player. Then as the kick goes out, the kick goes back in by Bice, and Luke McDonald's 20 metres off him.
Yeah.
And it's like, how has he done that? They've been at the
He's
same
not very
spot.
good anymore.
He is.
Anymore?
He's
He
been
was
around
okay.
for a
He was good in
while.
Supercoach.
That doesn't make you a good AFL
That's true.
player.
Like that guy
Like
on SEN
Caleb
against
Daniel.
Kane Corns. He's like, Jack McRae's the best midfielder
Well, I
in the
actually
competition.
believe that.
Jack McRae's the best midfielder in the
Yes, but
competition.
let's talk about that when St Kilda come up.
That no, hold on.
Get out.
Okay,
You actually think I believe? I don't believe that.
You looked serious.
You did look serious.
Let's talk about the game that's happening.
There was no quiver in the lip.
We haven't talked enough about Gold Coast. They've been awesome. Ben King. So this is a question for you lads. You can. Everyone's been talking about who's going to kick the most goals for the gather round weekend. My
Ben
pick was
King.
Ben King
Yeah.
because North don't have a matchup. The really high reach of the King brothers. Obviously, Ben King's a lot better, and 80's brother, I think. 6 goals is on for Ben King.
100%.
Do we think
Why
that?
not make it 7?
Nah, I hope not.
I think Charlie Curnow against West Coast.
Is the most goals for gather round?
Yeah, just purely Jeremy McGovern's out. Harry
Yeah.
Mackay's back. That'll help.
Free him up.
And he also has a great recent record against.
He
West Coast.
does.
Who do you reckon, Leo? Most goals in gather round? Just a side.
I like
side
Ben
there.
King.
Ben King.
Yeah, hard to go past Curnow.
Nice. All right, the odds with Tab. North Melbourne are $3.90 head-to-head. The Gold Coast are $1.26, so heavy favourites at Barossa Park. It's going to be pumping there. Big sellout. Really cool venue. Might have to get a few wines beforehand. The best bet in this one for me, the player bet, is Tuke Miller, 25+ and to kick a goal. $2.90. He's done so in, I think, 3 of his 4 games this year, averaging 25 and 2 goals this season. The fact that he's hitting the scoreboard is just very rare for him. He usually kicks about 8 goals a season. His career best is 8 goals a season, sorry. He's already got 6 goals this year. So averaging 2 goals, put him in there to kick a goal. I think that's around $2. And then you add that 25+ that he just does every single week. He's so consistent, Tuke Miller. He's got the guns. He's got the clearance work with Matty Rao in there. So that's my best bet, player multi there. All right, tips and margin, lads, or anything else you want to talk about in this one, Leo?
I think Suns win this by 53, unfortunately.
53.
that's-
Should I
that's
go?
big,
No, I will be
unfortunately.
there. I will be
And-
there actually with a little dress up that
We'll all be there.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Are you gonna
Emphasis
come,
on
yeah?
the little.
Whoa.
Crickets.
I don't know. I was like, come on, mate.
Like, you're having a go at him, but I'm clearly looking like
You look
an
so
absolute
good.
mug.
Anyway, yeah, Suns win this.
Boy.
I just think a lot of firepower and Tuke Miller, as you touched on, in some good goal scoring form. And I think they not only have the firepower in the front half, but also in the midfield. So it's a
And
long day for North.
Daniel
Agreed.
Rioli and John Noble have been bloody awesome pickups.
Great, they've been very good.
You, mate?
I'm going to go the Suns by 5 goals. They're just a better club than North
Oh,
Melbourne.
okay, they're not a better club, but they're
Oh,
a better
okay.
team.
They're a better team.
They're not a better
They're
club.
fine. They're a better
They're
team.
like the only team that has less fans than us.
They're a better team, and having to go at your own club, mate, your own fan base.
Always. I'm sick. I'm fed up, mate.
Yeah. I just think Gold Coast will be too strong.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't tip my beloved North, but I think we can put up a fight for the first half and a bit, and then the Suns will kick away a bit. 30 points. What can I feel good about walking away? We're not going to win.
4
so-
goals or less.
4 goals? 30 points? That's why I said 30.
points.
Be
but like,
competitive,
yeah.
show effort.
Curtis kicks a few goals. I'd be happy to say. Suva kicks 5, but we still do.
Either way, you're going to be whining at the end of it.
Absolutely. Either way. I like
I
that.
like
Little
that. That's
Barroso
a
joke.
very
It was a
good
thinker.
pun.
It was a thinker.
That is the best joke you've ever said on this show.
Fun.
You can show yourself out if
There
you want.
you
You can
go.
take.
Oh,
you
I'll go to the game.
No, don't.
30-minute show.
Don't. Yeah, Suns by 30 for me. That's our tips for that one. All right, another barn burner. Here we go. The next game on Saturday, 12:50 here, 1:20 Australian Eastern Standard Time at the Adelaide Oval is Carlton versus West Coast. Usually this team, you go, oh, Carlton would win this by 100 points. They've won by 50 plus in the last 4 meetings. But before we touch on the teams, Carlton haven't won a game. And
They
can't. If they lose to West
can't
Coast
lose.
lads, is Voss gone just
Yes.
straight away. That night,
I think he's
reckon he
gone
is.
already, to be honest.
Oh.
I think he's gone
no, I
already.
don't think he is just yet.
Not just
But, yeah, 100%. He is out the door. They should be looking at new coaches now.
What are they going to get?
They might be. You know.
Maybe
There's
Leo should
plenty on the
coach him.
market.
He's got nuggets of knowledge.
There's plenty of good coaches in the market.
What would my game plan be for Carlton? Let's figure this one out.
Actually play footy in the second half.
I'd actually
Kick
play.
to Curnow and Mackay.
That's what they
kick
do
it
now.
long.
They
Exactly.
kick to someone else.
But now they're both playing.
No, I'd play
Spoiler.
Walsh in his natural position on the outside, not let him get bruised every week. But that's another story.
All right, talking about Carlton, you can do them while you're already talking about them.
No
Leo,
worries.
Carlton
So,
teams,
yeah,
please.
Big in, Harry Mackay comes back in. Double MC action. We got Matthew Cottrell and Matthew Carroll. Carroll making his debut, and Corey Durden. A bit of a forgotten man, Corey Durden. I reckon.
Yeah, I've met him at the races. Great guy. Great hang.
Right,
Yeah.
that was a good bit of information. Lewis Young goes out along with Moo Cowan,
Moo.
Ashton Moyer, and Cooper Lord. I think those are fair changes. Cowan, I believe, is injured.
Yep.
Look, where do we start with this Carlton team? Where do you want to start?
I wanna start
Sards
with-
200th?
I want to start with, I
Sards
say this
200?
every week, their depth, it's overrated.
Their top 6 is brilliant.
yeah.
And their
Then they
next
just drop off.
16
I think
is...
I would be a little bit annoyed if I was Lucas Camporelli. Because I don't think
he should be in the team, yeah.
I think he should be in the team. You're
I
making
agree.
3 forced changes there.
Should he be in the team?
I think so. Why
The
drop him
bloke
in the
was
first
puking
place?
at half time against Hawthorn.
Maybe he was sick.
Yeah, it was sick. So that's another reason not to play him.
I don't know. I thought he was very stiff,
No.
and he also needs to play enough games to
I
get
didn't
a
think he
price
was up
increase
for it.
for Supercoach.
For Supercoach, yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I wonder why.
There we go. So the Carlton team, it's all right. They
Enough
should-
to win the game.
It should be
by-
enough to
enough
smash
to
them.
win the game by almost 10 goals.
All right, West Coast team, Marcus.
The West Coast team, similarly, there's quite a few changes. We've got Harry Edwards, Jake Waterman, which is a big in for the West
that's
Coast
a huge
Eagles. Another tall figure up
Kind of
front.
makes me want to change my tip.
Liam Ryan also in the
Yes,
forward line.
Ryan.
So just another spark in the forward line there. And Jack Hutchinson in as well. Out, we got Tyler Brockman omitted. Tim Kelly is the big
That's
one.
huge.
The big news throughout the week.
Is it huge though?
Omitted.
No, but like they signed him as a marquee player. He was
get
a
what you
marquee
mean,
player.
but
I think
he
it's
has been
more-
crap.
Deserves to be dropped.
I think it's a statement from the Eagles.
Yes,
because
from
they-
the- yeah.
we were listening to Fox Footy back in the hotel. They was talking about it going, you're not going to drop your captain. You're not going to drop a few other leaders. But Tim Kelly,
If one
mate.
man didn't deserve to get dropped, it would be Oscar Allen.
yeah, I know. But
No. Shh, he's coming to Hawthorn.
he's coming
Nah, Mini made a statement there, and it's about time you do the same
what, North?
as a Mini.
Oh, as a
Small
mouse.
man.
Mini.
I'll go through the rest of the Noah Long and Tom Cole also
out.
Fair
omitted.
enough.
Yeah,
Yep.
the team, obviously, we've got, again, I know you don't like to look at the team on here, Leo, but Ruben Jimby is still playing in the back line, which is a
Yeah,
joke.
I don't like
Or
that.
at least got to be half back because he's playing a
half
lockdown.
as a rebounder
fast
or
player.
on ball.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed Dewar
Yeah.
last
I
couple
always
of
keep
weeks.
calling him Dewar, but it's Joy.
But his development's
Dewar.
really impressed me.
Mountain
And Archer Reed as well. I've got him in Supercoach, but
Ooh.
he just, I don't know, like when he gets some service, he shows enough for me.
Is he's scoring better than Harley at the moment? Has to be.
I don't know about that one, but I don't know. I just think if you're a West Coast fan, and I'm really just trying to grip onto something here because it is a bit grim, but some of the younger guys
Fair.
are showing signs. So if they can just keep doing it,
I like your positivity.
Do they win 2 games this year?
yes,
Yeah.
they'll beat North.
Oh.
One of them might be here. Never know.
What?
Might be now.
Oh, against
Against
Port. Against Port as well. Anyway, that's another one. That might be Port if they play, I don't know.
Sure.
Okay, I don't think anyone's tipping
All right,
West
let's
Coast.
go through.
Anyway, let's get in the odds with Tab. We've got Carlton at $1.12. West Coast are $6.20. I reckon Carlton could be a little bit shorter, but they've been really bad form. Obviously, haven't won a game. My best bet in this one, he might not be doing much this season, but he always feasts against West Coast. My player bet is Charlie Curnow, 5+ goals, $3.10. Now, I know that sounds like a lot, but his last 3 games against West Coast, he's got 10 goals, 9 goals, and 5 goals. So 5+ I think is a really, really good one. You got Hogan, Jesse Hogan. I think he's a much better player than Charlie Curnow, but he kicked 9 goals last week. So Curnow, it's a bit conservative. Just 5 goals, $3.10. I think that's a really good bet. All right, lads, tips, margin, any other thoughts? You can start, Marcus.
I've said it, Blues by 10 goals, and if they don't, it's a loss in the books. They have to come out
Do
and
they
show
sack
something.
Vossi if they win by less than that?
If they win by 59 points, Voss
Sack
is
him.
still gone.
The first team
Sack
ever
him.
to get sacked. The first coach ever to
After
get
a
sacked
win.
after a win.
I think surely there has to have been someone.
Well, in the basketball, actually, that's a random one, but the Denver Nuggets just sacked their coach and they're 4th. So anyway, that's
Interesting.
another one. So maybe Vossi to coach the Nuggets. Who knows? Yeah, that'll be weird. Leo, tips and
I
margin.
think Blues by 9. I think this will be close, you know.
Oh,
Nine! I think this
Oh,
will be close. And I
that's
think
crazy. If you tip them Blues by 9, you might as well tip West
they'll be
Coast.
leading at halftime like they normally do. And I think it won't ever be like a big margin. You know what I mean? And I think West Coast will try and come back, but just won't have the skill of the teams that Carlton have played in the past to get the win. So I think Carlton will just fall over the line here, and it'll be a win that you just sort of
You're like,
you take the 4 points and you leave gather round immediately. Like,
and you're about to cry, but you won. So it's
but
all
I
good.
want West Coast to win.
How did this game get the Adelaide Oval slot, by the way?
I
Yeah, I
know,
have
because
no
Carlton
idea.
have a big fan base.
Yeah, they do.
Annoying fan base, but they're very big, very loud.
West Coast have a big fan base as well.
Yeah, true. And I'm loving West Coast Kid. We saw it. You weren't
We
a big
saw a
fan,
few people
but we actually
wearing it.
saw a few people around gathering.
Does look better in person.
Yeah,
than on Ruben
it's
Jimmy,
very bright.
so-
It's very colourful. It'll look really good against the Carlton team. I reckon they'll look good. I'm going Blues by 39. That 40 plus is usually like, oh, that's like a bit more of a smashing. I don't think they can do that. I agree with Leo that it might be close a lot of the time, and then I think.
So you're saying they're going to play well in the second half?
I think this is the time
away.
because they're downhill skier. Charlie Curnow, downhill skier. He's going to kick a lot of goals. He'll kick a lot of goals in the
just
second
called
half.
Charlie Curnow a downhill.
He
I
is.
don't know
He
how
is.
I feel about that.
I'm off the Charlie Curnow. I think he's overrated.
I'm off the Charlie.
I'm
Curnow.
off the
Charlie Curnow. That's what they
Yes.
call him. Blues by 39. All right, let's get into a tab ad before we get into the rest of the show.
Tonight's game's going to be epic.
Missed by one on the AFL? With Tab, you can stay in the game. Miss by one on any disposals leg, and Tab will still pay you out as a winner. Tab, we're on.
Imagine what you could be buying instead.
Welcome back to the show. Let's get into the rest of the games at Gather Round in Adelaide. Western Bulldogs versus Brisbane is the next one. Saturday, 3:45 Adelaide time, 4:15 Australian Eastern Standard Time. Norwood Oval, first one at Norwood Oval for the weekend. I went there last year. The ground is very strange. The boundary
Straight.
line is very straight.
Yep.
And the first quarter, no matter if these two teams, or Brisbane's played there, but the Bulldogs will kick a lot out on the full. There was so many outs on the full
100%.
because you lead and they're leading. They're like, oh crap, the boundary line's there.
And the Bulldogs aren't a great kicking side either.
No,
Particularly shots at goal.
particularly shots at goal. Yeah, so there could be a few wayward kicks. So get your hands ready in the crowd. We'll start with you this time. Teams, please, for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, there's actually a few changes here for the Bulldogs. JJ comes back in
Ooh, I don't
for
mind that.
more pace off half back. Or
He's getting
I
a bit
don't know if
older
they-
now.
I know they did throw him down forward for a little bit and tested that out.
Surely halfback
I'm
is
not
his best
sure
spot.
where he will actually
Halfback.
play
But
because,
Bevo's a strange
because they already do have Dale and Fraser
Well,
off halfback.
Looking at the outs, they've taken out a wingman and sort of 2 forwards, 1 plays halfback. So I think Cleary will go to halfback, and then
Yeah, that's the other ends. We got Cooper Hines and Luke Cleary in.
Beans Hines.
Why is
Yeah,
he-
and he's-
I love that. Yeah.
He's in
I don't
the-
know if that's his actual nickname.
No, that's
I just
good.
said that.
Well, we can do that.
He's in line for his debut. And out, obviously, Oscar Baker got suspended. Latham Vandermeer is injured, which is actually quite a big out because
he's
he's
been
been
good
very
this-
good. to
weirdly
start the
good.
season.
No, he has
He kicked
not.
3
boys.
4 goals against us.
McNeil's been. That doesn't say anything.
Van-
McNeil's been better than him. Vandermeer's not a big out. He plays well against the bottom 4 sides. Let's not get carried
All
away.
right,
No,
fair
but
call,
he's
fair
one of
call.
those where he gets at least one a game.
Does he though?
Yeah, he's one of those
Yeah,
sort of
along
operators.
with 6 touches. And then when he kicks his goal to put them within 15 points, he starts a fight. Do it when you're up.
Oh, he's not
Do
a
it
big
when you're
fan
up,
of
Call him,
Latham.
Latham.
this is a call
I'm not a fan
Call
of
him
Latham
out.
Vandermeer. His name's Latham. Like,
Yeah.
what
That's
are we doing here?
But yeah, I agree. That's a weird
True.
name.
And Harvey Gallagher is omitted as well.
Ooh, is that stiff? No.
He's,
I
I
don't
think he
think
was
so.
sub last week. So,
Okay, fair
I don't
enough.
think so.
Brisbane Lions, please. Leo.
well, this is short and sweet. No changes for the good old Brizzy town.
Oh, we can still
Yeah.
talk about him.
Well, they've won every game. Do they need to make changes?
No, definitely not. They've obviously got Zorko killing it back there. Who else? Hugh McCluggage
He's
has
been
had an
awesome.
unbelievable start.
So is
Great for-
Dunkley as well.
Dunkley, great for
Dunkley.
Supercoach. There's like 6 guys at the Lions you could have in your Supercoach team, and they're all getting.
Yep. I think Neil
massive
had 41 last week.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's back
Against
into form.
Richmond.
Yeah,
Love watching the Ashcroft brothers go about their business. Be interesting to see Hipwood and Sam Day against Liam Jones and Rory Lobb?
Hipwood's
Because I feel like Jones and Lobb were a bit of a letdown against Freo. They weren't really at their defensive best.
Actually, have you seen Lobb's new hair? He's done a new look again.
It's got
Woof,
woof,
woof.
woof. What do you think about that one?
I like that one.
Oh,
It's a
I
bit
like
more
that
subtle.
one.
It's a bit more subtle. I
Yeah,
don't want a
just
bloody
big
lobster.
Just big wolf on the side.
I
Yeah.
think it looks
Okay.
good.
Oh, I haven't seen it, so
Oh, there you go.
I'm in for a treat.
I feel like you should get woof woof or what's a Bombers thing?
He's
like
already
that?
wearing
anything
a
for
footy.
content.
This is a
Oh,
no.
I'm wearing a
Go
footy.
Dons on the side.
Go Dons. I'll get an Impulse Essendon tattoo in gather round.
He said it on the show.
He said that.
He said that.
I'll shake on it.
All right.
Done.
All right.
Yeah. Getting an Essendon
I
tattoo
don't wanna
whilst
shake
I'm in gather round.
All right, we got to film
do
that.
it.
That is content right there.
That's content.
He's doing it for content. And a AFL Today QR code.
And personal. Maybe no, I won't do the QR code.
Oh, no.
Imagine tattooing that. That's
Because then we'll get cancelled and then the show will go down. People will cancel us. So it leads to nothing. It goes to a
Why would they
404.
cancel
Why are
us?
they cancelling us?
Because now I have the QR code, so it doesn't work.
What?
That doesn't make sense.
That's not how
to
it
me.
works, but anyway.
That makes sense. Come on.
We are talking to a footy.
Chat, let us know.
we are talking to a footy. He
football.
doesn't know what he's talking about. Some more stats in this one. Get us back on track. Brisbane have won their last 9 matches and they haven't even looked out of first gear. I think they took Richmond for granted last week because Richmond put up a really strong fight and they've had a lot of really close games, but they know how to win. They're undefeated, so they're going really well. The Dogs, we've talked them up. Bevo's done really well. They're such a different side, but they're actually doing really well.
Yeah.
Are we happy with them so far?
I think so. He's proved me wrong, Luke Beveridge, to start, especially with all those outs. Bont looks like he's going to come back next week, which will
Ooh.
be massive.
Ed
But
Richards
they
has
surprised
stood
me.
up.
There's more fight in
Yeah.
the side, and yeah.
Matt Kennedy's been a really good pick. I didn't know if he would have that immediate impact,
Yep.
but he's been good.
Not the size of the heart, the dog in the heart. It's the heart of the.
That is not what the saying is. The word fight is in that saying
I've
somewhere.
never heard that before, ever.
The size of the dog in the fight, it's the
Just,
fight in the dog.
they got that dog in them.
Yeah.
Give me a woof.
Oh,
There we go.
what sort of dog was that?
I don't know. Yeah, let's just
Dash
keep going. The tab odds for this one: Western Bulldogs are $2.70. Brisbane are $1.47. The favourites in this one, the reigning premiers. My best bet, I think he's a very underrated player in this one. Player bet is Ed Richards, 25 plus disposals, $2.10. That's really good odds for a guy that's averaging 26 disposals this season. He had 25 last time against Brisbane, so I'm actually really confident in this one. You get over $2 odds, so really good with tab. Tips and margin, lads. I feel like we haven't really covered this game that much, so
Oh no, we touched on like the Brisbane midfield,
Yeah.
dogs down back.
Rory Lobb's here. Actually,
Yeah,
we've touched on
Vandermeer.
everything. We've touched on
Yeah,
everything.
we've gone this
Yeah.
game for 5 minutes at least.
Yeah.
And, well, look, we've all gone the same so far, and it's probably a bit boring for the audience.
So you're
But we're
changing
going to do it again.
Oh.
We're going to do it
I thought you were
again.
going to say like, oh, we'll change it.
We'll change it. No,
Well, ask Gerald
I'll
for his
go-
tip. Gerald's a big dogs man. He just whispered to me.
He whispered
Do
to
it.
you.
Yeah, I've got an
There's
earpiece.
nothing in your ear.
I've got an earpiece.
Oh, it might be. It's that
dogs
big.
by 50. He told me. He thinks they're going to smash him. Leo, you got
Whatever your team.
Yeah, I never got to say my tip.
I'm sick of him talking.
I'm going to go the Lions by just over a kick. I wouldn't be surprised if the Dogs actually get up in this game.
Ooh,
I think it's going to be really
Yeah.
close.
could be a
So
draw.
the Doggies.
Yeah, I'll talk. So Lions by should have a kick. Leo.
Lions by 12. I think it'll be really tight. And I just reckon the two midfields on this skinny ground will go like the contested ball.
There'll be a lot of inside 50s as well.
Yeah, I reckon this will be good.
This will be really fun. I reckon this could be the best game of the round. I'm going to go Lions by 15. They've just got the class. They know how to win. Even against Geelong, they just grinded it out. They just know how to grind out a win, even if it's at Norwood. So they'll be pardoned on the hill with some tins afterwards.
Sounds good.
There we
I'll
go.
join them.
You'll join them. There we go. All right, next one is Saturday night. How the hell is this at Adelaide Oval? How the hell is this Saturday night? Melbourne taking on Essendon, 7:05 local time, 7:35 Australian Eastern Standard Time. I don't know why it says NG Stadium there. It's at the Adelaide Oval.
17th versus 14th,
Well, you're
mate.
the
It's
one
a
that does the
blockbuster.
run sheet, so why do you say that point?
That's my point. I stuffed up. That's okay.
You don't need to let the
No,
audience
you missed
know.
it.
I just wanted to let them know that I stuffed up. Adelaide Oval. How is this? 17th versus 14th is the Saturday night. The only Saturday night
Are you
game.
sure you didn't stuff that up on the run sheet as well? Also, it just says ad on my screen.
It says Adelaide Oval.
Okay.
All right, let's go into the teams. You can do your beloved Essendon. They've got, what have they got? One win?
Yeah, the Dons. We got one win. We've only played 3 games, though. We haven't played for a couple of weeks because
Yep.
we had Port and then we had the bye and then now we got Gather.
Port doesn't count as playing.
Yeah, according
exactly.
to him.
Oh, I shouldn't have said
Oh,
that.
actually, we got 4.
And
we
you're
got
playing.
4 Oh, yeah, you're
Yeah.
mobbed. We got 4 points against them, obviously, against Port. So hopefully we can repeat that again against Melbourne because we did beat them in the inaugural gather round. I probably butchered that.
That's all right.
100%.
We'll just let you go.
At Adelaide Oval in the reverse fixture.
There you
But
go.
2 changes.
Teams.
both force changes, obviously. Jai Caldwell with his hammy,
Big out.
Tom Edwards, ACL.
Tom Edwards, the
My
great
heart's
story.
breaking.
Oh,
What footy's breaking for
he's going to have
him?
to go back to be a teacher.
Oh, he's going to have
That's
to
so
fly
crap.
back to Perth.
Oh.
Yeah, God, I bet he hates teaching kids.
Oh, I would. No, I'm sorry.
Well, you
Sorry,
heard it
no.
here first. He thought playing footy was more rewarding than teaching the future. So
I bet you the school was fuming with that.
I also reckon
anyway,
I think the pay's a bit better, boys.
anyway.
Anyway.
the ins. Archie Perkins comes back in from injury, and Will Setterfield gets his first game for the season after impressing in the VFL.
What do we think about Will Setterfield? He's a bit up and down, but at his best, he's still good.
When he first came to the club, he had a spell for a month or two where
Everyone
he
got
was
him
getting
into the
25 and a goal every single week, and we just got to hope that he can somewhat replicate that form.
I think it's something the captain does at the start of the over.
Oh, okay. That's gone over his head.
What? That's it.
Anyway, Leo, before he makes any more cringe jokes, Melbourne team, please.
Xavier Lindsay comes back in.
Oh, I'm
so
so annoyed.
it's a shorter return time than what we expected.
I got rid of him in Supercoach. Damn it.
And Disco Turner comes out of the team.
I'll say one thing on that.
Okay.
Disco Turner was actually really good. He took about 4 contested marks, kicked a goal.
Did he really?
He was really good last week. He was like their only forward that was taken. He was doing nothing. Disco Turner was
Roo
actually
Shmoo,
solid.
am I right?
Roo Shmoo, yeah. You are right. You are right. That's a bit stiff, I reckon.
Yeah, he does need a big game, doesn't he, Van Rooyen?
Mm.
Against this Essendon side. That's probably against Mackay, a good time to do it.
Yeah.
To get himself back into it.
Yeah, Ben Mackay. Ugh.
But if the D's want to win this game of football, they have to magically solve their powers of just missing targets inside 50, which I don't think they can do. So I think Essendon will win this, and I think they'll. Oh, I've already spoiled my tip.
He's just
Good
skipped
man.
up the run sheet. He's all right.
That's all right.
What's your tip, mate? Yeah.
My tip is Melbourne.
All right. Some more stats in this one. Essendon have actually lost their last 4 matches against teams lower on the ladder. That's a classic
That's what we
Essendon
do.
stat. That's a classic
what we
Essendon.
do.
They love losing to teams against them that are lower on the ladder.
I'll take pride in that.
You take pride in that, do you?
Yep.
Oh,
Because
that's
that means we beat teams that are better than
No,
us.
that doesn't mean. I think you lose to teams above you and you lose to teams below you.
Yeah, well,
Melbourne has also won 6 of the last 8 meetings between these sides, so they'll be a bit confident,
Yep.
but they're playing really bad footy at the moment. Melbourne, they just don't know how to score. The tab odds in this one, Melbourne. Really, really close actually. $1.95 head to head. Essendon are $1.85. So a lot of the punters can't really split this game. It is probably the toughest one to pick this weekend. Now, I didn't really have a lot of belief in this one. A few people on this show have sort of convinced me. Sam Draper, 2+ goals, again at $2.10 with tab. He's averaging 2 goals this season. Got that weird kicking technique that we always talk about, but it's working. He's had 2 goals, I think, at least twice out of the 3 games this season. So yeah, Sammy Draper 2+. I can't believe I'm saying that. He makes me laugh every weekend, but he's going to get 2+ this weekend, and that's a good bet with tab. All right, tips and margin, lads. What do we think? This is... I was going to say it. Go on.
Bombers by 31. I think this will be a cruisy win, and I think they just have enough forward firepower. I've used that word a few times.
That's all right. It's better than me saying fire up every 2
Similar.
seconds.
It's similar.
Firepower. Are you going your Bombers?
I'm going to go the Dons.
He's had-
I'm going to go the
Bomb
Dons.
Rays. The Bomb
The
Rays.
Bomb
I thought you were
Rays.
starting the Carlton theme song.
14 points. I'll go with the Bombers. I think it'll still be a close one. It'll just be a scrap. It probably will be an ugly watch, which we've probably come to expect with both these clubs so far this season. But I will support my club.
Your heart's going to be beating out of your footy.
I thought you were going to do that. Yeah. Boom. All right, that's enough. I'm going to go Bombers by 20 points. I think they've just looked a lot better. Sorry. They've looked better than Melbourne.
They look better in the bye.
They look better.
Thank
They
you.
can kick more goals. I don't think they're going to score more than 80 points, though. It's going to be similar to that Geelong-Melbourne game where they're leading all game just because Melbourne can't kick a goal. Like, Melbourne had a lot of inside 50s last week, and they just couldn't
You have to
convert.
remember, Bombers can't really defend.
That's true.
So
I think
it'll
because
be-
of that, Cozzy Pickett could have a big game as
I
well.
reckon it'll be like 97 to 66.
Well, you think it could be Bombers get to 97?
Yeah, because
Maybe.
they can outscore them quite.
Yeah,
a lot,
true,
right?
true. All right, that's the Saturday games done. Let's get into the Sunday. Another barn burner. What a game this is. Not really. Richmond versus Fremantle, also at Barossa Park, Sunday, 12:05 local time, 12:35 Australian Eastern Standard Time. I'm just a bit confused by this game. Richmond have looked really solid the last couple of weeks, but Freo should be better. They should be a top 6 team, lads. What do we think?
They did take care of the Dogs.
Yeah, so that was a really good win.
They're 2-2. They
It was at home.
probably
It was at
shouldn't
home.
have choked it against Sydney.
No.
But their second half was really bad. And In all honesty, it looked like they were going to lose that game against the Dogs.
Yeah.
As,
Dogs had a lot more inside 50s.
Yeah, as soon as
well.
Jackson was down,
But they won.
All
right, teams, lads. Leo, have you got the teams up there? Richmond?
Yes, I do. Thank you very much.
No worries.
Morris Rioli, Jonty Fall, Hugo Ralph Smith, Samson Ryan, and Campbell Gray. Campbell Gray has the number 50, by the way. Yuck. They come in and out. Sammy Lawler is out.
the number one draft pick doesn't feature
We
in Gather
saw
Round.
him in Rundle Mall.
Did you really?
The Mall's balls.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, we saw
that's
him
that's
hanging
right.
out there.
He's out, as well as Harry Armstrong. Both are.
No, he knew what I said.
I
he
knew it.
he
You
just
knew it?
didn't care.
Okay.
No, I don't care that much. Both are out with injuries, so that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I'm just gonna harp on about the numbers. I hate how they have so many in the 40s.
They've got like 5-6 players in the 40s. That's wild.
I think it's even more. But anyway, look, this Richmond side, they showed a bit of fight against Brisbane. I know Brisbane took the foot off the gas, but hopefully they can do the same for Richmond's sake against Freo. I've really enjoyed Luke Traynor. I hardly know her.
Oh my God. Get him out.
Get out. No, he's been really good to start the season.
He has, yeah.
He's
Great in
he
Supercoach
shows
as well.
great desperation and courage. I really enjoy watching him play. So he's one to watch for me from a Richmond perspective. But hopefully they just crack in and have a bit of energy about them.
I think they will. They're a young team that has a bit of energy. Marcus Freo.
Freo, quite a few outs, forced outs. Corey Wagner, Nathan O'Driscoll, the young
another Supercoach
star,
one.
Yeah,
injured.
Noddy.
As well as Luke Jackson, that's another big one who's injured. But unfortunately for Richmond, they do have quite a few handy ins, Fremantle. Sean Darcy obviously replaces Luke Jackson. So that'll be an interesting
That's a good
matchup in the
yeah.
ruck because Nankervis is a big boy himself.
Yes.
They've also got,
A lot
they've
of
also
beef.
got Hayden Young coming in, a superstar.
That's good for my draft.
in the making over the next
I was going to say he's not a superstar yet.
over the next 5 years, he will become one of the best players.
He's
in
got the
competition.
longest contract in the AFL, I'm pretty sure.
He does. Yeah,
you
that's a bit of a joke.
Kane
but
Collins,
anyway.
eat your heart out.
Yeah, yeah.
And obviously, it's an extended bench. So you got Sam Switkowski, Liam Reddy, Oscar McDonald, and James Aish.
Don't mind that. I just want to see. I want to see them smash them because that proves to me that Freo are really good. But I don't see them doing that. I think they're going to have a slow build to the season, and then they'll be really strong at the end of the season.
Yep.
Because they're not there yet as like that really strong team that everyone thought they were going to be.
No, and in all honesty, I did expect it a little bit from them, not to be in the top 4 at least. But yeah, obviously games like these, this should be a percentage booster, and come the end of the season might help.
Yep. All right. Let's get into some stats and then a few odds as well. Freo have won the last 2 meetings by 50 plus points. Richmond have been putting up a fight though. They were solid last game.
They were.
So we'll get into the tips and things like that after, but I think this could be a bit closer than their last 2 meetings. Let's get into the odds with Tab. Richmond are $6. Fremantle $1.13. That's head to head. My best one in this one is sort of a guy that's also a bit underrated, like Ed Richards, a guy that's improved his game a lot over the last couple of years. That's Jeremy Sharp, 20 plus disposals at $1.90. Perfect for your multi, and even if he gets 19, you still get paid out as a winner with Tab. He had 21 disposals last game. He's got an awesome tank. He's got a bit of speed. He can go in the midfield, play in a bit off half back as well. So really like Jeremy Sharp for 20 plus disposals. That's my best bet. All right, lads. Tips, margin.
Freo by 37. I think they'll just be too good. But I do want to see the Tigers show a bit of fight again. It'll be impressive if
I'm
they
going to
do.
change mine. Yep. Marcus, I like that.
Like I said, they do need a win. They need a wig bin.
They need a wig bin. He's on.
They need to
can
win big.
A wig bin.
Sorry, had a few spicy kombuchas.
Ambitions.
I'm sorry.
Keep going, mate. You're a footy. It's all good.
Whoa,
You
whoa,
look
Get me
hot.
off the show.
You look hot. It's all
I'm going to go 70 points. 70 points for Freo. They got to win, and they got to win big.
good. It's like the footy's inflating. How many beers did you have, mate? Freo, it is bloody hot in here, mate. I just say that.
I'm actually doing all right.
I think that's why I'm a
but,
bit rattled. Because
I
They call me Luke Ball.
Luke Ball, I actually like that. Freo by 30 points. I think Richmond could actually put up a fight in this one. And Freo just kick away at the end. They got Josh Tracy. He could have a big day. The big kahuna, I think they call him. Dick Cyclone as well, they call him. So, yeah, Tracy's going to have a big day. Freo by 30 points. All right, two more. All right, we've got 2 more. Can we do 2 more?
Let's
Are we
get
good
through
for
it.
2 more?
Let's get through it.
St Kilda versus GWS Sunday at Norwood Oval. That's 2:50 local time, 3:20 around the other parts of the country. Norwood Oval again. Saints played there last year. Got a win over Richmond, so they'll be a little bit confident. All right, let's get into the teams though first. You can do St Kilda. Actually, sorry. There's the St Kilda
Resident
man.
Saints man.
Resident Saints man. That's not a Saints man.
Handsome Jack Steele comes in.
Oh, your man.
They've teased us with that
Yeah.
over the last few weeks. Liam Henry also, and Hugh Boxall, if he were to play, be his debut.
Yep.
No outs because it's the extended bench. What do I need to talk about this Saints team anymore that I haven't over the last few
They've been
weeks?
bloody
True.
good.
They've been
And you've
bloody
been a believer
good.
from the start.
This ground will suit them because it's skinny and they love to defend. But I really just enjoy this team. I enjoy Caminiti down back. I enjoy their halfbacks. I think they have. I might get cooked because it's off the top of my head, but they might have the best halfback pair.
No, I agree. Sinclair and Wenger
Nass,
Miller are the best halfbacks at the
You know,
moment.
Mason Wood does a role. He's underrated. I've really enjoyed Jack Higgins this season so far.
And his vibes.
And he's really enjoyed Adelaide so far. So.
But may he have a bad game? He might have a bad game because he doesn't want to be here.
if he was
True.
playing Adelaide or Port, then he could have
Could get
copped it.
booed. He
But-
still might get booed. There'll be a few Adelaide
still,
people.
yeah.
So he might get booed for
But
saying
yeah,
he can't play
I've just
Collingwood.
enjoyed their season so far. So bring it on.
Bring it on. I like the positivity, mate. GWS's team, please.
Just going to zoom through the GWS team, and Brent Daniels is the only force changed. He's injured. And the ins, you're Stephen Cornelio, James Leake, Harvey Thomas, and Toby McMullen.
Yep.
You just think that Stephen Cornelio will be the one to come in there.
Yeah, I don't mind that. He
so
can
I
kick
think
a few
that
goals. I reckon.
they might be straightforward. But GWS, they've looked good so far this season. But it's games like these. If they want to win the premiership, they've got to win games like these.
Yeah,
Sorry to cut
You go,
you
you
off,
go.
but they've got insane depth. I don't know if you saw some of their VFL numbers last week
Oh, yeah.
from some of their players. It's
Yeah.
just crazy. They beat St Kilda's affiliate Sandringham by 100 points, and it was just absolute domination. So their depth is no issue at all.
They're so good. I saw what you're talking about in the. They're in the
Sense
VFL.
footy
right?
you posted.
Yeah,
they're in the
some of their
VFL.
players are dominating and they can't get into this side. That's what I actually had that written down. Their VFL players are dominant. They've got guys like getting averaging like 30 disposals and they can't crack into this side. Just shows the depth. But St Kilda have shown that depth as well. They're
Well,
sort of lower
not at
players.
Sandringham.
Not at Sandringham, but
Sandringham.
in terms of a few other guys, like their backline is just really strong. We saw a few of the Saints guys around.
Best
Rundle
midfielder,
Bowl.
Jack McRae.
Yeah, best midfielder, Jack.
It took you a bit to get there.
That's just not true. Let's get into the odds with Tab before we get into the tips. We got St Kilda $2.85 head to head. GWS $1.43. Pretty. If you had these odds at the start of the season, you go, I don't know, because Saints weren't going to. Everyone didn't have them in the top 8, but they're going really strong at the moment. My best bet in this one is a player multi. Darcy Jones, 15 plus disposals and to kick a goal. That's $2.60 with Tab. He's in career best form, Darcy Jones. The helmet man, he's flying through the midfield. He's flying on the forward line. He had 24 and 2 goals last game, and he's averaging 16 disposals and a goal. So just has to get around his average, and he's a lock at $2.60, I reckon, for this weekend. Tips and margin, lads, or any other thoughts?
I think it's just a straight up GWS win. I think it won't be convincing and comfortable, but they'll also cruise as well to a 4-goal win. It'll just stay around
Towards
that
the end,
margin the whole game.
Yep, I agree.
In my opinion, so Giants by 4 goals.
I'll give mine because Leo's fired up over
Leo's
there.
got ... into
I'm
the
doing
run
it,
sheet.
boys. St Kilda win this game of football.
GWS are one of the best
Why would I
teams.
jump off now? Let's just face it. Like
He's done it.
this ground suits them more, I think, with how they set up defensively. And I think Giants want to put pace on the ball, and I think Saints can just be a bit quicker at putting a body on and getting in the way.
How confident are you?
50-50.
Does there have to be a forfeit involved?
No.
No.
Oh,
We don't
okay.
go, if we went for GWS,
Yeah, fair enough.
maybe if there was something like that. Yeah, I'm going GWS by 19 points, similar to Marcus. I think it's going to be really close. Then, like the likes of Jesse Hogan, Toby Green, and there's more experienced players are going to step up in the last quarter and kick a few clutch goals, I reckon. All right. I can't believe you tipped Saints. He changed his mind. I said that last week, though.
He's a Saints
said
man.
that.
He's
I
a
did say
closet
that last
Saints
week.
fan.
And you've been on the Saints all year, so good on you. Good on you, Leo. They need a few more supporters. So there we go. I can't talk. We'll go for North Melbourne. All right, last game of the round. I think this is the biggest game of
is.
Gather Round in terms of the rivalry, in terms of the beef, in terms of Leo sweating in the corner thinking about the Port Adelaide comeback from last season.
I'm literally doing that right now. Sweating in the
Exactly.
corner and thinking about the comeback.
I knew you would do that. Port Adelaide versus Hawthorn, Sunday, Adelaide Oval, 6:50 local time, 7:20 Australian Eastern Standard Time. Are you nervous, Leo? You're always
Very,
nervous.
mate.
But like, Port have been horrible, but is it because of the comeback?
They'll fire up for it, mate. They'll fire up for it.
How many points was it last year that the Power came back from?
Oh, I don't know, but it was like 5
Hawthorn
or
kicked
6
the
goals.
first. How many of the game?
Oh, if we don't
I
know, that's all
I
good.
don't know.
That's all good. Let's get into the teams, Leo. We'll start with you. You can go Port, and then we'll go Hawthorn.
Awesome. There won't be any flashbacks, scary flashbacks for Leo
yeah,
this
I
time
didn't think
around.
about that.
Because he's out.
Without Darcy Byrne-Jones,
kicked the
he
match
is
winner.
suspended. He obviously kicked the match winner in the wet when they came from behind.
Yep.
The ins on the extended bench, Tom Cochrane, Ivan Soldo, Travis Boak,
Ooh.
and Will Lorenz. You'd assume Travis Boak would be the in there.
Boak, yeah.
It's not like for like for Burn Jones, but
No, but he
you
plays
just
a
got
bit
to get him
forward
in
as
there.
well.
And he's actually been not bad this season, considering his age. You'd expect him to drop off a little bit, but he's still getting numbers.
Yep.
He's
No, I
still
agree.
getting numbers. So that's the Port Adelaide team. They're still just lacking that
The forward line
another man,
presence,
another tall man in the forward
they're
line.
similar to Melbourne, I think. Yeah.
I think it's not can they outscore Hawthorn, it's can they restrict Hawthorn.
I agree with
bad.
that one. Leo, with the Hawks team, please.
Will Day's out. Let's just get that off the top.
Oh.
We've talked about that. That's sad, unfortunate for him.
Yeah.
I'll save it for the after
It's also
the
a
show.
tissue, also slash a
Don't
footy.
touch my ball.
Yeah, Waltz.
James Warple comes in.
Yep.
Apparently. So that's good.
What do you mean apparently? It says it right there.
Well, he's on the extended bench.
So there's a chance.
So he might not be touched. He might be a bit touch and go. Ned Reeves also in. Jai Sarong and Henry Husway.
I want to see Husway play. He was so good.
Yeah, I do too, but I don't know if he'll do that well against Port in that environment. But I
Because
do want
Port have a very good midfield.
But look, I'm happy with the changes that have been listed. I don't see Reeves playing or Sarong really. But look, this Hawks team, they go with small ball in the forward line. Finn McGuinness is playing his 50th game, so kudos to Finn.
Kudos.
Kudos. A little Slack message.
Yeah.
High five.
There we go.
The thing that stands out for me, Hawthorn's strengths are their smalls in the forward line. Port did enough to cover it last year in the
They did,
semi-final, but I don't know if they
They're out
can
of form.
replicate that. So if
They're out of
Hawthorn can get it down there enough, I think they'll be pretty efficient. I think. I'm hoping.
Hoping. Yeah, I agree with that one. We want to talk about the rivalry as well. Obviously, Ken, he had the aeroplane going, see you later, Guinea to Ginnivan, and there was a lot of beef between those two. Sicily got involved. Everyone's saying Ken, he's a, whatever, he's a 60-year-old
act his
man.
age.
Act your age a bit. He was a coach. The coach shouldn't be doing that, in my opinion. you were all
I
for
thought
it.
it was brilliant.
I loved
The
it.
coach shouldn't be causing beef.
As it happened, I was pretty pissed off
Yeah, you're a Hawks
because
fan,
I was
yeah.
a Hawks fan.
Yeah.
Why is he doing that?
It
But
was
then
very
I
funny.
woke up the next day and I'm like, this is brilliant for football. We need
is, it's
more
good
of
for
this
the game.
stuff.
This is a big
100%.
rivalry now because of
Yeah.
that. And
They show a bit of personality, and now like people don't want to see it. Like if Jack Ginnivan on social media is like, it's not serious. He's probably just joking around, but still, Ken can have a joke around as well.
I think so too. And it would kill me, but my neutral brain would be like, if Horn Francis did the aeroplane.
oh,
after
that'd be
they
so
kicked,
funny.
like,
Or Butters.
yeah, or Butters, I'd be fuming, but I'm just like, that's
would be funny.
what I want.
Do we
yeah,
think if
Butters
you're up-
seems like the type of man.
If you're up a big margin, is Ginnivan bringing out the airplane celebration?
He will 100%.
That's so funny.
He might do it if he kicks first goal.
In front of the Port cheer squad, and
If
then
you-
just throwing crap
if
at
you win, do you walk up to Butters and be like, sign the
deal.
contract with us now? Go like this. Go up to him and be
Sign the
like,
contract.
That'd be good. Be good. All right, let's get into the odds with Tab. Port Adelaide are the underdogs here, $2.75. Even though it's at their home ground, Hawthorn $1.45. They're flying on top of the ladder, 4-0. Now, we just talked about in Jack Ginnivan. That's why I'm going to have him as my best bet, a player multi here. Jack Ginnivan, 15 plus disposals and 2 plus goals. It's probably my biggest value one for the weekend. $4.20, just an outright bet. Revenge. That's what I'm looking at. He's going to be looking at King going, I want to do all I can to bring out that airplane celebration. He'll be up and about. He averages 2 goals actually against Port in the last 3 meetings. And I reckon he can push up the ground, get a few goal assists. 15 plus disposals is definitely doable. So $4.20 with Tab. Jump on it. All right. Tips and margin. Are we all we're not going the same team. So I'll start with Leo first.
Hawks by 3 and I die.
Yeah, on my 3. Well, you'll
dies
pass
of a
out.
heart attack.
Leo will be ringing us. Who
I missed
won?
the ending.
Who
you got
won?
an early flight the next morning, so
don't remind me.
don't have a medical
If
episode.
Hawks win, you just got to go out all night and then just jump on the plane at 6 a.m.
Deal.
Agreed.
Oh, there we go. That was
I
easy.
shouldn't have said that. No,
I should not have
check,
said
check.
that.
Nope.
I'll give
Wow.
my tip before yours because I feel like yours is a big one. Hawks by 20 points. I think they're a much, much better side than Port Adelaide. The forward line is in there. Hawks can kick 100 points. Power, I haven't proven they can kick more than like 70 unless you're playing a bottom 4 side. So don't trust the power at all. I'm going to go Hawks by 20. You're a bit different. You got the power kit behind us.
I know.
Got the horny one behind you too.
I am going the power, and I am going the horny one.
Nice, nice.
I am going with him. I don't know why, but it's just the type of game, just
It's
the
the
aura
game
around
Butters,
the game.
Butters gets up for, gets under our skin, plays
I-
his heart out.
It's one of those.
He's talking himself out of it.
It's one
No,
of
no,
those.
but it is, though.
He's talking my tip for me.
I know.
It's just
different
one of.
Hawthorn, but
It's one. Look, my head says Hawthorn, but I don't know why. I've just got this inkling that the power will just get over the line. I'll go within 6 points.
Yep.
I'm sorry to
No,
do
it's
that
fine.
to you.
Your ball says Port.
Yeah, my
Head
ball says Port.
Hawthorn, ball says Port.
Yeah, and I've got to go with the ball. So
Nice.
I'll go Port Adelaide. It's one of those where form goes out the window. It's like
It is,
Anzac
it is.
Day.
It's a
It's one of
rivalry
those sort
game.
of
That is
games.
true. That is
So
true.
Why not?
Why not? There we go. That's the tips for that one. Let's have a quick break.
Imagine what you could be buying instead.
All right, big calls, lads. We love this on the Thursday night show. We're going to get a big call this week. I'm feeling it. Leo, you start us off. Big call.
I think Ben King and Ben Long. I didn't realise they were both named
Benny
Ben.
boys.
Both Ben King and Ben Long will kick 8+ goals against North Melbourne. I looked at your
Wait,
game.
they'll both kick 8+ goals?
No, together. You know what I mean? Don't get funny with me now.
They could. It's North Melbourne.
I just looked at your game last week against Sydney. Will Hayward kicks 4. Amadi kicks 4. You know, Amadi to replicate the Gold Coast version is Ben King. Hayward to replicate the Gold Coast version is Ben Long. So I just think those matchups will worry you a little bit. I know Whitlock the giraffe won't be on Ben Long anymore, but
true.
Aiden Core, I still think Ben Long can kick 3 or 4. And
Oh,
Ben
that's
King will
a-
have a day out as well.
Yeah, true.
I'm sorry about that one, but
Nah, it's very fair. Both are in great form, and they're coming up against one of the
isn't
worst
Ben Long
defenses.
in the top 10 players for champion data? I read that,
Probably.
yeah.
He's also. Should I say that? I don't know. He's also
No.
a sniper.
He is
He
a
loves
little bit.
taking people out. I can't stand him. Anyway, he's in good form. Marcus.
I'm going Jack Higgins has a change of heart and he goes back home to Victoria loving Adelaide.
Because they win,
how do
maybe?
We,
'Cause
how
they
do we
win?
quantify that?
He says it on the mic, man.
Well, no, surely he's got off COD. He's actually had a walk around. Someone's taken him out to a couple nice places. He'll go out in the town tonight.
Little kid.
We need to hear him say
He's gonna go on the ball in the wool shed. He's gonna have a
beautiful.
great time.
I'm not giving you a win on this unless he says I actually like Adelaide.
Because we can't. This is a weird big call.
I don't care. I'll beat you guys anyways in future weeks. That's just
What was your big call on the
Jack
graphics?
Higgins.
Or was that it?
that was it.
Oh, I don't mind that. As long as he says it. I think that's a big call if he says it.
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, if
They
he
probably
says
got to
it-
win, though.
If he says it, it's all for
said
it.
He said that. All right, my big call is Shy Bolton 4+ goals. He's against his old side.
Ooh,
He'll be like
revenge.
a bit of revenge. Well, not really revenge, is it? He won it. Did he win a flag? Yeah, he won a flag. He won a flag with Richmond, obviously. 4+ goals.
Obviously.
He's done that, I think, 5 or 4 times in the last couple of seasons, but it's always against some of the lower teams. Obviously, Richmond we think is going to be a bottom 4 side. He'll pop up. He's playing more forward. I think people thought he might go on the midfield a lot, but Frio's midfield's elite, so he'll stay forward in this one, and I reckon he could get 4 goals.
Even with Hayden Young coming back into the side, yeah, just less minutes available for him in the midfield.
But that'll be his biggest.
I just hope it's not a classic Bolton game where he kicks 3 goals, 4.
I know, that's the
And
thing.
then
He's not
3
the
out in
most.
full,
I
like-
reckon he could have at least like 6 scoring shots in this
Yeah,
one.
but
And it
it's
might
like-
be like
it's-
4 goals, 2, fingers crossed.
Hopefully, yeah.
Hopefully for my big call. All right, what are we keeping an eye on to finish off the show, lads? It can be anything gather round related. Oh, what are we going?
What are we going? Sally's.
Celebrations.
Oh,
I was just saying
airplane.
keeping an eye on.
Oh,
but
that's a celebration.
That's a Sally.
it is, yeah. Yeah, do the gritty on the couch. That's not a nick.
I wasn't trying to do that, but I will now.
Yeah, I'm looking out for some celebrations. I want to see the airplane from Guinea. I want to see Ken do a Sally or something. I want to see
Ken's coming out of
I want to
halftime.
see Horn Francis or Butters do something. I want to see Jack Higgins do the love heart emoji. If he does that, I'll give you a big call.
Ooh.
If he kicks a goal, does the love heart.
Love to Adelaide. He loves
that.
Adelaide.
He loves it.
Yes,
I just want
like
to see
that.
some Sallies. I'm on the hunt for him.
All right, I like
Look
it.
out.
Ooh,
Interesting.
He's always on the hunt. What are you giving it
Well,
on?
the best thing about gather round is you just see players everywhere
Yeah.
in the street, people around the
bathrooms.
club, people around together, in bathrooms. You share, I wouldn't say share a urinal with them, but you know what I mean.
Sarah's urinal space.
Urinal space.
Sorties.
But it's a different type of bond, that bond. We all know it.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah,
all right.
in the bathroom.
Of course.
You just start casual conversation. So what's keep an eye on is not the players in the bathrooms, it's players out on the town.
Yeah, that's cool.
Having some fun.
Lots of activations.
Just seeing them as humans.
Yeah, true. They're just people at the end of the day,
They
just
are.
like us, that
They
just
are.
can just be
They
a
have a
little bit better
soul.
at footy.
Yep.
No, they're a lot better at footy. I'm keeping an eye on just the Adelaide Oval. I've heard big things. We were there last year, but I didn't get to experience a lot of the drinks, a lot of the food. Apparently, there's all types of cuisine. There's all types of drinks. You can get cocktails. You can get anything you want. So I'm very excited for that side of it while I'm watching the footy, just to try a bit of everything.
Should
Is
be
that-
great. We'll be there a few times this week,
We
so
will.
we'll make the most of it.
Make the most of it. All right, that will do us for AFL Today in the Advertiser studio. We've actually loved it in here. It's very
It is.
comfy.
Comfy.
It's very nice. Are we happy, lads?
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Also, if you enjoyed today's episode, we will be doing a wrap show on Sunday night. Leo will actually be at the Hawks game, so it'll be myself, Marcus, and Alex as hosting.
It's going to be a late one
Well, yeah.
because it's the best game of the round. You don't really
It'll
wanna leave
finish
that
at
one
about
early.
Yeah, true.
So that's
True.
sort that one out. Anyway,
That's all right. We'll sort that out. That's a behind the scenes thing. Also, subscribe, start, and like all of our shows. Cricket Today, the Cricket Today Show, AFL Today, Hold All Tickets, True Bloods. We actually had some collaboration and some shorts. Videos go up on the socials that are really good. They had this or that.
Yep.
The other one's going up. And also Honest Beers. I've seen Wally roaming around. He was kicking goals on the bloody Adelaide Oval.
Yep.
Yeah,
he's causing a ruckus.
He's causing a ruckus. He's great. All
I'll
right.
have Dan Gorringe for some stuff.
Yeah, Dan does
tomorrow
footy.
as well with
Yeah.
Wally.
No, not we.
Oh, okay.
With Honest Beers.
Yeah,
What we do
Honest
as a
Beers.
company. Yes. So awesome stuff. Thank you very much to Gerald. He's doing amazing work. He's editing everything. I hope this was a bit
Unreal.
easier because we didn't have to do it in a car. So that's very nice. Thank you, Leo. Welcome to Adelaide.
Thank you. Because I was only yesterday. Oh, no, I got it today.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's been a long day.
That's what I meant. He forgot he got in today. All right. Thank you, Marcus.
Okay, one thing I've learned is Gerald loves a good punt.
Oh, he does now, apparently. Thank you to myself. Thank you to all the fans out there for subscribing. And thanks to our sponsors at Tab. With the AFL Missed by One, your disposals leg misses by one, Tab will still pay you out as a winner. Download the Tab app today. What are you really gambling with? That's another episode of AFL Today done. We'll see you on Sunday. We're out.
Tonight's game's going to be epic.
Missed by one on the AFL? With Tab, you can stay in the game. Missed by one on any disposals leg, and Tab will still pay you out as a winner. Tab, we're on.
Imagine what you could be buying instead.